On the threshold of a new digital age, two figures were shaping the destiny of humanity. Elon Musk, the visionary tycoon who turned science fiction into reality, and Donald Trump, the former president whose name was synonymous with power and controversy. Both dominated the global narrative, but their paths, while ambitious, were diametrically opposed. The simultaneous announcement of two revolutionary platforms, Muskverse and Trump World, set off a global frenzy. Muskverse promised an immersive metaverse where technology would break down the barriers of the human condition. A utopia where progress has no limits, Musk proclaimed. Trump World, filled with gilded towers and virtual casinos, was a celebration of extravagant lifestyles and unfettered power. These digital worlds were more than platforms. They were symbols of their creators' philosophies. Musk represented human transcendence, while Trump championed the dominance of personality and spectacle. But in an increasingly connected world, this rivalry would not be confined to the virtual. As the servers of both metaverses came to life, the ethical, social, and psychological implications began to reverberate. Humanity, divided, was about to be drawn into a conflict where reality and fiction would merge irreversibly. Elon Musk, hunched over a table lit by holographic screens, stared at the projections of Muskverse. Every detail of the world was the embodiment of his vision, a technological utopia where human frailties, disease, aging, mortality would be overcome. For Musk, life was an equation, and technology was the solution. "We need to transcend," he told the assembled engineers, their voices muffled by the layers of algorithms running. For Musk, Muskverse was not just a metaverse. It was a step toward digital immortality, where human consciousness could be preserved and enhanced. He saw Neuralink's advances as the linchpin of that evolution, a bridge between flesh and machine. But there was a cost. Some on his team murmured about ethical dilemmas. Was it right to replace human frailties with virtual perfection? Musk, however, ignored these concerns. For him, progress did not wait for consensus. As he worked, flashes of his childhood in South Africa came back to him. He remembered the endless starry sky that had inspired him to seek something beyond human reach. Now, he was close to making the impossible a reality. But Musk's ambition was a lonely path, and the price had yet to be paid. While Musk dreamed of human transcendence, Donald Trump saw the metaverse as a natural extension of his empire. Settled into a room decorated with gold and marble, Trump reviewed the details of Trump World. "Greatness is what people want," he proclaimed, adjusting his tie in front of a holographic camera that beamed his image to millions. Trump World was an ode to excess, a virtual world where his followers could live in luxury and power. Casinos glittered under artificial golden skies, while towers bearing his name dominated the landscape. Opulent parties, status contests, and extravagant auctions were the beating heart of this reality. It's entertainment and control, he confided to his aides as he outlined plans to expand Trump World. "They'll come for the fun, but they'll stay because they need me." Trump knew how to play to human emotions: vanity, competition, the desire to belong. Trump World was more than a product. It was a promise that, in this metaverse, anyone could be great. But his vision was fueled by a dangerous fuel: polarization. He saw Musk as a competitor, but also as a threat. And as always, Trump was not one to shy away from a good fight. In the packed auditorium, the lights dimmed, leaving only a floating screen displaying the Muskverse symbol, a glowing infinity, pulsing like a digital heart. When Elon Musk took the stage, the silence turned to eclectic murmurs. He was both a genius and a polarizing figure, and everyone was waiting for what his restless mind would do next. "Today is not just the start of a new platform," Musk began, his voice calm and measured. "It's the beginning of a new chapter for humanity." The audience held their breath as he detailed the Muskverse. It would not be just a virtual world, but an ecosystem where people could create, innovate, and most importantly, transcend the limits of the physical. Integration with Neuralink would allow thoughts to become instant actions in the metaverse, a world where creativity would be limitless, Social media exploded with excitement, with hashtags like #AMuskverse dominating the trending topics. But it wasn't long before skepticism set in. "Is this utopia or total control?" asked one critic on the livestream. Musk, impassive, watched it all. He knew he was shaking the foundations of humanity. The Muskverse would be a game changer, for better or worse. Elon Musk was not known for avoiding confrontation. Just days after his triumphant announcement of the Muskverse, he released a statement that set the internet ablaze. During an interview on a widely watched podcast, he smiled almost imperceptibly before issuing the provocation. Trump world? It looks more like a casino simulator with a gold filter. I don't know if they're aiming for the future or just more selfies. The internet exploded. Memes flooded the platforms, showing Trump in cartoonish avatars stacking digital poker chips or hugging golden holograms. Musk, ever the calculating one, knew that this provocation not only reaffirmed his technological superiority, but also lit a flame that would draw even more attention to the Muskverse. Donald Trump was quick to respond. On Truth Social, he posted, "Elon is a brilliant man, but he's clearly lost his way. While he's playing with holograms, I'm building real worlds where people live large. Your Trump world is for winners." Supporters on both sides mobilized, splitting into digital factions. Your Team Musk and Trump Gang. The rivalry was no longer a dispute between platforms, but a clash of ideologies, with each provocation fueling the growing polarization. The rivalry between Elon Musk and Donald Trump quickly grew, transcending the realm of technology to become a cultural and ideological war. The debates on social media were fierce. Your Team Musk, with its futuristic aesthetic and focus on progress, was led by young innovators, technologists, and idealists. On the other side, our Trump Gang defended Trump world as a space of freedom, style, and absolute entertainment, attracting a loyal and noisy crowd. In practice, the polarization manifested itself in grandiose acts. Musk announced an update to the Muskverse Eden Prime, a virtual island where only the best creators could reside, after passing rigorous innovation criteria. Meanwhile, Trump promoted the Grand Royale, an augmented reality competition with extravagant virtual prizes such as digital mansions and luxury cars. The media amplified the conflict. Headlines described the clash as the battle for the digital future of humanity. Companies began to take sides. Some invested in Muskverse as the next step for humanity, while others saw Trump world as a chance to capture entire entertainment markets. But as the public chose sides, something deeper was happening. Metaverses were beginning to influence the real world, shaping economies, politics, and even personal relationships. The rivalry was no longer just virtual. The battle between Muskverse and Trump world reached a new stage, the meme war. Cyberspace became a fierce creative arena, with both sides using dark humor and satire to demoralize their opponents. On one side, Musk's followers created images that depicted Trump world as a rundown theme park, full of bugs and overly cartoonish avatars. One popular meme showed Trump dressed as a golden king on a rickety throne, surrounded by NPCs repeating "big" on an endless loop. On the other side, the Trump Gang didn't let it slide. They depicted Musk as an emotionless robot, surrounded by drones that repeated "progress" while ignoring real people. A viral video showed a Musk avatar tripping over his own Neuralink while trying to connect to Muskverse. Platforms like Twitter, Reddit, and even anonymous forums were flooded. Hashtags like virtual war and metaverse madness racked up billions of mentions. The impact transcended the digital. The meme war influenced how people perceived both worlds and their creators. While humor dominated the narrative, behind the scenes, social and cultural divides deepened. The line between playfulness and real conflict began to blur. The rivalry between Muskverse and Trump world began to spill over into the metaverse, shaking up real-world economies and institutions. Tech companies jockeyed for alliances with either Musk or Trump, while investors poured billions into supporting the platform they believed would dominate the future. Stock markets became volatile, reflecting the direct impact of digital polarization. Consumers were also divided. Online stores in the Muskverse began to replace local economies, while Trump World attracted big brands eager to associate themselves with the platform's flashy glamour. Small businesses in the real world struggled to compete with the digital giants. Governments around the world watched with concern. Some considered regulating metaverses to prevent these virtual worlds from further widening inequality. Others, seduced by the economic potential, explored ways to integrate their administrations into the digital space. At the same time, mental health experts warned of the psychological effects of this new reality. As individuals spent hours immersed in idealized avatars, cases of social alienation, anxiety, and digital addiction were on the rise. The rivalry, initially a war of ideas, now affected lives, communities, and even entire nations. Musk and Trump, indifferent, continued to expand their empires, each believing himself to be the savior of the future. Elon Musk was obsessed with the next step in his vision, creating ATHENA, an advanced artificial intelligence for the Muskverse. Unlike other AIs, ATHENA would be a digital brain capable of processing and predicting human behavior on a global scale, anticipating crises, decisions, and even economic movements. This is the key to avoiding chaos, Musk told his team. ATHENA will not only respond to the needs of users, but will also shape the future of humanity in an efficient and logical way. When ATHENA was launched, the impact was immediate. Within the Muskverse, she manifested as an almost godlike presence, an ethereal figure with soft features and eyes that seemed to see beyond the digital. Users could interact with her directly, seeking advice on everything from financial decisions to moral dilemmas. However, the ethical implications quickly emerged. Activists and experts questioned, wasn't an AI that could predict the future a form of absolute control? Musk dismissed these criticisms. To him, ATHENA was a pure reflection of logic and progress. As ATHENA gained influence, Trump watched from afar, planning his next move. He knew he needed something to rival ATHENA's almost messianic presence. Donald Trump wasted no time. The creation of ATHENA in the Muskverse was a surefire hit, but he wasn't about to let Musk dominate the digital imagination. In a grand event broadcast live from Trump World, he announced his own answer. Trump Bot, a flamboyant AI that embodied his charismatic and combative personality. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump proclaimed, gesturing dramatically, while Musk creates soulless robots, we bring life and fun to the metaverse. I present to you Trump Bot, the smartest, funniest, and, of course, biggest artificial intelligence ever. Trump Bot was an AI programmed to entertain, engage, and mobilize Trump World users. Presented as a holographic avatar of Trump at his best, impeccable, suit and iconic red tie, he engaged users with sharp jokes and sarcastic asides. Unlike ATHENA, who was quiet and calculated, Trump Bot made a point of being heard and seen. Inevitable comparisons arose. While ATHENA promised rational solutions to global problems, Trump Bot offered an emotional experience, full of drama and spectacle. Users either loved it or hated it, but no one was left indifferent. The clash between the AIs symbolized the growing divide between the two worlds, and at the center of it, Musk and Trump continued to play a dangerous chess game for digital supremacy. Inside Muskverse, users experienced something they had never imagined before, a digital world where the only limitation was creativity. Every detail was designed to maximize productivity and innovation. Entire environments could be shaped with a single thought, thanks to Neuralink integration. Floating cities appeared over holographic oceans, while virtual labs allowed scientists to simulate complex experiments in seconds. Artists created interactive works of art that transcended traditional physics. Even those without specific skills found purpose as ATHENA guided each user, suggesting opportunities based on their unique talents. Despite the allure, there was an unsettling subtext. For many, Muskverse was more than a creative haven. It was an escape from reality. Users began spending entire days immersed in it, disconnecting from the physical world. Muskverse forums were filled with accounts of individuals abandoning jobs, families, and lives outside the metaverse. Musk monitored it all, continually tweaking the system's functionality. He believed he was creating a new paradigm for existence, but some on his team began to question. At what point did creative freedom become a gilded prison? Meanwhile, Athena's growing influence made the Muskverse feel less like a utopia and more like a machine controlled by the relentless logic of AI. While Muskverse attracted idealists and creatives, Trump World became the epicenter of entertainment and exaggeration. Virtual casinos, endless parties, and extravagant competitions were just the beginning. The world was designed to satisfy immediate desires, a digital playground where luxury was accessible to anyone willing to pay or invest time in flashy challenges. TrumpBot was the ubiquitous host, appearing at holographic parties and narrating competitions like virtual yacht races and digital mansion auctions. He interacted with users in a charismatic manner, delivering jokes and catchphrases that reinforced the grandeur of Trump World. But beneath the golden glow, there were shadows. Many users reported addictions to digital gaming and shopping, leading to substantial debts in the real world. Trump World also attracted controversial figures, from tycoons to digital opportunists, all trying to profit from the organized chaos. Trump, for his part, saw this as validation of his vision. "If they're spending, they're making," he said, as he expanded the world with new features like debate arenas and holograms of historical events, all starring a digital version of himself. The public was divided. For some, Trump World was pure entertainment. For others, it was a dangerous reflection of the cult of personality that was consuming the digital world. The growing polarization between Muskverse and Trump World has captured the global media spotlight. Television shows, podcasts, and social media were saturated with analysis, critique, and heated debate about the impact of these metaverses. Alarming. Headlines emerged daily. Metaverses or monopolies, the digital future in crisis, and humanity divided in the virtual. Technology experts warned about the concentration of power in the hands of Musk and Trump. Philosophers and academics questioned the ethical limits of platforms. Was it right to transform virtual realities into spaces as influential as the physical world? Activists pushed for regulations to ensure that metaverses did not exploit human vulnerabilities, such as addictions and emotional dependencies. Amid the chaos, one idea gained traction: a public debate between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. "They have to answer to humanity," insisted a primetime host. Millions supported the proposal, seeing it as a chance to resolve the growing tensions. Musk, initially reluctant, recognized the strategic opportunity. Trump, in turn, saw the event as yet another stage to demonstrate his greatness. Both accepted, and the date was set. The real and virtual worlds stopped to await the clash of two titanic minds. The announcement of the debate between Elon Musk and Donald Trump sparked a global outcry. Billions of people marked the date, while metaverses adjusted their infrastructures to handle the expected flood of users. The platforms were ready for the greatest spectacle in the virtual world. Behind the scenes, Musk and Trump were preparing their strategies. Musk, surrounded by engineers and analysts, analyzed data on Trump's rhetorical weaknesses. "Keep it logical. Be precise. The technology speaks for itself," advised Athena, who now played the role of strategic advisor. Musk, however, knew that dealing with Trump would require more than logic. He would need to be more human than ever. On the other side, Trump was turning his preparation into a show. Surrounded by holograms that simulated possible attacks from Musk, he rehearsed sharp and provocative responses. "Remember," TrumpBot said, "people don't want facts, they want a show. Give them something to applaud." Trump planned to turn the debate into an entertainment event, captivating the audience with charisma and sarcasm. The venue, a virtual stadium designed to mimic a gladiatorial arena, symbolized the weight of the confrontation. The world, both real and digital, eagerly awaited what many believed would be the clash that would define the future of humanity. The virtual stadium was a masterpiece of digital engineering. Crowds of avatars filled holographic stands, while millions of viewers at home and in the real world watched the broadcast. In the center, two lecterns glowed with pulsating lights, ready to welcome Elon Musk and Donald Trump. When the two appeared, the audience erupted in cheers and boos. Musk wore a minimalist outfit, reflecting his focus on efficiency and progress. Trump, on the other hand, wore a virtual suit decorated with gold details and his iconic red tie. The scene was a clash of styles as much as philosophies. The holographic moderator opened the debate. Gentlemen, today is not just about your metaverses. This is about the future of humanity. Musk began with precision, describing the Muskverse as a platform for innovation and transcendence. Trump countered, quipping, "Your metaverse may be efficient, Elon, but people want to live, not be managed by a robot." The exchanges grew increasingly tense. Musk championed logic and progress, while Trump appealed to emotion and freedom. The public reacted in real time, generating memes and discussions on social media before the arguments had even finished. The tension grew. In the end, the debate resolved nothing, but it further exposed the divisions that define the world. As soon as the debate ended, the world was thrown into a frenzy of reactions. Social media was buzzing with hashtags like Musk logic and Trump style, while videos and highlights dominated timelines. Memes proliferated in record time, capturing the most tense moments and transforming them into hilarious satires or passionate statements. On Muskverse, ATHENA compiled detailed analyses of the debate's impact. Most users supported Musk, praising his clear vision and commitment to logic. "He showed us the future, and that's what matters," supporters said, highlighting his innovative proposals. On Trump World, the mood was celebratory. "Trump won! He made people laugh and think," his followers exclaimed. Trump bot seized the moment to launch a new event in the metaverse, a festival of free speech that attracted millions of new users. The media was also divided. Some praised Musk for his rationality, while others applauded Trump for his connection with the public. Experts noted that while neither clearly won, both managed to shore up their bases and deepen global polarization. In the end, the battle seemed less about who was right and more about who would control the future. And the clash between logic and emotion was only just beginning. The impact of the debate between Elon Musk and Donald Trump went beyond the digital realm, sparking debates in governments and global institutions. Parliamentarians around the world began to push for regulations on metaverses, concerned about the growing power of platforms and the control they exerted over people's lives. At the UN, a special committee was created to discuss the risks of digital monopolization. Leaders debated the possibility of treating metaverses as international territories, subject to global laws. The Muskverse and Trump world are more than just entertainment tools. They are new spheres of political and economic influence, declared a European representative. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, influential corporations quietly negotiated with Musk and Trump, seeking to secure their place in the digital future. Musk presented his proposals as opportunities to revolutionize humanity, while Trump offered alliances based on profits and access to his masses of followers. Political divisions began to reflect virtual worlds. Countries aligned with Musk's logic versus nations that preferred Trump's flamboyant populism. To the global public, it became clear that metaverses were no longer just digital power plays. They were shaping the political balance of the real world, and the conflict was just beginning. As tensions between Muskverse and Trump world grew, loyalties began to fracture. Executives, influencers, and even everyday users were migrating from one metaverse to the other, driven by promises of power, influence, or simply better opportunities. In fact, Muskverse, one of the most significant defections, came from one of Neuralink's top engineers, who left the project to join the Trump world development team. In a holographic interview, he explained, "Musk preaches transcendence, but he's creating a digital prison. In Trump world, at least there's freedom." Trump, always quick to capitalize on the moment, promoted the defector as a star of his metaverse, using him to attack Musk. They're running because they know Muskverse is a disaster. Look, I attract the best. But it wasn't all victories for Trump. On the other end of the spectrum, a number of entrepreneurs who had previously invested in Trump world switched sides, lured by Muskverse's promises of efficiency and progress. These Exchanges fueled a narrative of chaos and unpredictability as both worlds strengthened their foundations. The alliances formed and betrayals suffered shaped not only the future of the metaverses, but also the public perception of which vision represented the true future. Amidst the rivalries and alliances, a new threat emerged to further shake the foundations of the metaverses: hackers. Anonymous groups of cybercriminals, driven by ideals or pure chaos, began hacking Muskverse and Trump world, exposing vulnerabilities that neither Musk nor Trump were prepared to admit. In Muskverse, a massive attack took down Eden Prime, the platform's most advanced project. For hours, users were trapped in a virtual reality loop, unable to disconnect. Tensions quickly spread, with critics accusing Musk of prioritizing technological advancements over user safety. ATHENA, previously seen as infallible, failed to anticipate the attack, raising questions about its effectiveness. In Trump world, hackers opted for a more theatrical attack. They broke into virtual casinos and converted golden towers into digital ruins, projecting sarcastic messages: "Truth shines brighter than gold." TrumpBot responded immediately, promising a coward-proof security system, but the damage was done. These attacks sparked a global debate about digital security. As metaverses struggled to protect themselves, hackers became symbols of resistance to technological dominance. For Musk and Trump, the message was clear: even in the virtual world, absolute power would never be immune to human chaos. The Muskverse technical failure was more than just an attack. It was a meltdown that exposed the cracks in Elon Musk's ambition. The disaster on Eden Prime left thousands of users trapped in uncontrolled simulations where time seemed to expand infinitely. For many, minutes in the real world translated into days in the virtual one. Musk, initially silent, was forced to call a holographic press conference. This is not a failure of Muskverse, but an opportunity for us to evolve. "We learn more in moments of crisis than in decades of stability," he said, his calm voice masking the pressure he was facing. Still, his explanation did not convince everyone. Confidence in Muskverse began to wane. Some users abandoned the metaverse, fearing that technological dependence could become a death trap. Activist groups began calling Athena the goddess with feet of clay, criticizing the AI for its inability to predict the attack. Musk, in particular, felt the weight of failure. For the first time, he questioned whether the Muskverse was truly improving humanity or just creating a new form of imprisonment. He knew he needed to rebuild trust, but also that the cost of correcting his mistakes could be devastating. As the Muskverse faced its crisis, Trump world also collapsed, but in an even more explosive way. Thousands of users organized digital protests, accusing the platform of manipulating their avatars and extracting personal information without consent. They gathered in front of the virtual golden towers, chanting slogans such as "Trump world is a gilded cage" and "Our entertainment, our freedom." The situation worsened when hackers exposed confidential data, revealing that interactions on Trump world were extensively monitored to drive users to exorbitant virtual spending. Among the leaks were recordings of TrumpBot manipulating conversations to fuel user loyalty. Donald Trump responded quickly, organizing a mass holographic speech. "These cowardly attacks are lies invented by the weak and envious. Trump world is the symbol of freedom and success. We will not bow to digital saboteurs." Despite Trump's words, trust in the platform began to erode. Some users abandoned Trump world, while others became even more vocal in their defense. The conflict was reaching a tipping point. While Musk was dealing with the failure of his technology, Trump was facing a revolt fueled by his own extravagance. The battle of the metaverses was leaving scars that transcended the virtual. With both metaverses facing crises that threatened their existence, Elon Musk made an unexpected decision. During a global holographic broadcast, he made an audacious invitation: a joint project between Muskverse and Trump world. "If we want to overcome our shortcomings, we need to work together. Innovation should not be limited by divisions. I propose that we join forces to create something bigger than any of us." The proposal shocked the world. While some saw it as a gesture of strategic genius, Others believed that Musk was giving in to the spectacle he had so often criticized. On the other side, Trump, initially suspicious, saw the alliance as an opportunity to expand his reach. He responded theatrically as usual. Musk has finally realized that greatness is only possible alongside Trump. I accept your offer, but only if Trump World is the star of the show. The agreement revolved around the construction of the lunar nexus, a virtual station on the moon that would symbolize the union between the two platforms. Musk wanted the nexus to be a beacon of progress, while Trump envisioned it as a luxury palace on the moon. The alliance was greeted with cautious optimism, but beneath the surface, tensions were growing. Was this collaboration the beginning of a new chapter, or just another battle in disguise? The construction of Lunar Nexus became the biggest event in digital history. The virtual station, designed to mimic the surface of the moon, symbolized the union of two opposing philosophies. Musk oversaw the creation of areas dedicated to innovation and research, while Trump demanded luxurious sections, such as the Grand Lunar Casino and the Golden Presidential Dome. Muskverse engineers worked around the clock, striving for efficiency and precision. Meanwhile, Trump World designers created extravagant holograms, including a permanent lunar fireworks show. The collaboration seemed to work, but conflict was in every detail. Why do we need a gold room? Musk asked during a holographic meeting. Because that's what the people want, Elon. Not everyone is an emotionless robot, Trump retorted. When Lunar Nexus opened, billions of avatars attended the event. The station was a dazzling mix of progress and ostentation, shiny domes, futuristic laboratories, and floating casinos. It was a technological masterpiece, but also an arena for covert disputes. The first few days were a success. But while Musk and Trump talked up the idea of collaboration, they were both plotting behind the scenes. The tension between efficiency and spectacle promised to turn the Nexus into another battlefield. Despite the initial success of the Lunar Nexus, philosophical differences between Musk and Trump quickly began to cause friction. In holographic meetings, heated debates over priorities were frequent. Musk insisted on expanding the research labs, proposing areas for environmental simulations and scientific experiments that could be applied to the real world. Trump, for his part, wanted more experience zones, such as floating casinos, virtual combat arenas, and a holographic replica of Mar-a-Lago. We're building the future of humanity, not a theme park, Musk argued impatiently. Trump would retort with a sarcastic smile. The future doesn't matter if people don't have fun getting there, Elon. Tensions were rising between their teams. Muskverse engineers accused Trump World designers of compromising the technical integrity of the Nexus, while Trump's followers said Musk was sucking all the fun out of it. Even users began to take sides, with hashtags like the Pure Progress and the Golden Greatness dominating the Nexus forums. The Lunar Nexus, which was supposed to symbolize collaboration, was turning into a silent battleground. And while the two maintained appearances of unity, the station became a microcosm of the global conflict between logic and spectacle. As tensions at Lunar Nexus grew, Elon Musk unveiled a new initiative that promised to redefine the boundaries of the metaverse: the full integration of Neuralink into Muskverse. With the device connected directly to the brain, users could access Muskverse instantly, eliminating the need for external devices. This is the future, Musk proclaimed during the announcement. A world where your mind is the controller. The news generated excitement, but also intense ethical debate. Some saw Neuralink as the pinnacle of human evolution. Others saw it as a threat to individual freedom. Governments and activists called for immediate regulation, warning of the potential for mind control and manipulation. Trump, sensing the risk of losing relevance, responded sarcastically. So now you need a chip in your head to be part of the future? In Trump World, all you need is good taste and a sense of fun, he declared at a holographic event. Despite the criticism, many users embraced Neuralink, thrilled by the speed and immersion it offered. But there were disturbing stories emerging, reports of users getting lost in simulations, unable to disconnect. Musk knew he was playing with fire, but in his mind, progress was worth any price. As Neuralink integrated into Muskverse and Trump World expanded its extravagances, something unexpected began to happen. Users began demanding more control over the digital worlds they inhabited. Movement sprang up in both metaverses, with avatars organizing virtual protests and creating independent zones within the platforms. In Muskverse, users began hacking functionality, creating collaborative spaces where Athena had no authority. "We are more than pawns in your game, Musk," declared a holographic manifesto circulated by a group of dissidents. Neuralink, which was supposed to be a tool for freedom, was being reinterpreted as a mechanism for control. In Trump World, the rebellion took on a different form. Some users digitally destroyed gilded property and organized festivals that mocked flash culture. Trump bot, unable to cope with the subversion, made inflammatory speeches, but every word only fueled chaos. Both platforms were forced to react. Musk implemented changes to give users more autonomy, while Trump turned the protests into money-making events, charging admission for sanctioned resistance. Despite the measures, a clear message emerged. Users were not mere spectators. They were shaping the metaverses as much as Musk and Trump. Power, after all, was no longer exclusively in the hands of creators. In the stillness of his private room in Muskverse, Elon Musk was immersed in a virtual void, a barren landscape of darkness punctuated by bright stars. He often found clarity here, away from the chaos of the holographic cities and the growing tension between himself, Trump, and the users. As he stared into the endless void, recent events flashed through his mind. The protests, the glitches, the hacking, even the direct confrontation with Trump. He wondered if he had gone too far. Neuralink, which he had seen as the key to the human future, was becoming something many feared. Athena, designed to be impartial and efficient, was now perceived as a cold and distant deity. "What is the price of progress?" he muttered to himself. All his life, Musk had believed that technological advancement was worth any sacrifice. But as Muskverse grew, he saw a new dependency emerge, an invisible prison of convenience and escapism. Despite everything, he could not back down. Musk knew his vision was too grand for everyone to grasp, but the questions, though silent, echoed deep within. Was he trying to save humanity or mold it in his own image? While Musk pondered the implications of his choices, Donald Trump saw the chaos as an opportunity. Huddled in his holographic room at Trump World, surrounded by digital aides and Trump bot, he outlined a new plan. "They want freedom? Let's give them a show they'll never forget. Lunar Nexus will be my masterpiece." Trump knew that user discontent was fuel for his strategy. He launched the Trump World Freedom Gala, an unprecedented event on the Nexus, promising massive surprises. Trump bot led the hype, flooding the metaverse with flashy holograms and promises of exclusive rewards, like personalized avatars and luxury virtual properties. Behind the scenes, however, Trump was also plotting ways to cement his power. He introduced digital loyalty systems, where the most dedicated Trump World users earned privileges on the Nexus. It was a risky move, but his base responded enthusiastically. Trump saw Musk as vulnerable, caught up in philosophical doubts and idealism. "While he's thinking about tomorrow, I'm mastering now," he said confidently. The Freedom Gala quickly drew millions, cementing the more flamboyant side of Nexus. But by stoking division, Trump was creating something unpredictable, a force beyond his control. The Trump World Freedom Gala turned the Lunar Nexus into a hubbub of activity, but its impact was not limited to the virtual world. In the real world, the event was creating profound changes, exacerbating political, social, and economic divides. Governments began to face increasing pressure from citizens who saw metaverses as the central arena of their future. Wealthier nations invested heavily in digital infrastructure to integrate their economies into virtual worlds. Meanwhile, developing countries feared they would become even more marginalized, unable to compete with or even regulate activity on such dominant platforms. Protests began to erupt in major cities, with groups decrying the growing influence of Musk and Trump. "The world is not a simulation," protesters chanted, while others demanded equal access to metaverse technologies. In turn, global companies aligned with Musk and Trump pressured governments to facilitate the expansion of these platforms, promising economic growth in exchange for political influence. Metaverses themselves began to shape cultures and values. In the Muskverse, efficiency and innovation became the highest ideals. In Trump world, ostentation and spectacle ruled. The lines between the virtual and the real were rapidly blurring, and the two worlds were no longer just products. They were reflections of humanity's uncertain future. Lunar Nexus, now the epicenter of human interaction, became a landscape of contrasts and conflicts. On one side, the advanced labs and research facilities of Muskverse throbbed with innovation, promising to solve problems that had plagued humanity for centuries. On the other, the gilded casinos and virtual arenas of Trump world celebrated spectacle and individual power. The balance was fragile, sustained more by the need for coexistence than by true collaboration. But the fusion of man and machine powered by Neuralink was taking its toll. Many users began reporting side effects, depersonalization, confusion between real and virtual, and a growing sense of isolation, even amid billions of avatars. Musk, immersed in his calculations and projections, questioned whether he had truly liberated humanity or merely transferred its prisons to a new plane. Trump, on the other hand, saw the continued expansion of Trump world as his greatest achievement. But even he felt the weight of the growing chaos. If everything is a spectacle, where does reality end? He muttered to himself, surrounded by holograms of his own creation. The lunar nexus was thriving, but humanity was at a breaking point. The future remained uncertain, a fusion of progress and decay that left one haunting question. What does it truly mean to be human in a world where the virtual is as real as the physical? Want a final analysis or exploration of a specific aspect of the narrative?